Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 80-year-old transport center manager shot and killed in St. James. 80-year-old Lesmar Williams, manager of St. Clever's Transport Center in Montego Bay, St. James, was shot and killed by armed men on Thursday afternoon. The Barnett Street police say about 2:30 p.m., Williams, who also operates a cook shop inside the center, was sitting at his business place when two men, posing as customers, walked up. The men reportedly ordered food, but before it could be served, one brandished a handgun and opened fire, hitting Williams multiple times. The gunmen then escaped on foot. The police were summoned to the scene, and Williams was transported to the Conroe Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Body of man found in St. James River. The Amity Hall police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the body of a man who is believed to have drowned at a river in Lottery District, St. James on Wednesday. The police say the body is of brown complexion, slim build, and about 6 feet long, and appears to be in his early 20s. Reports are that the body was seen floating in the river about 4:20 p.m. and the police were summoned. On arrival of lawmen, the body was retrieved, the scene processed, and it was removed to the morgue. The police say there were no signs of foul play and no marks of violence. Anyone with information that may be able to assist the police in identifying this body is asked to contact the Amity Hall Police at 876-617-9758. Manhunt still on for 19-year-old Joshua Carr who escaped police custody on Tuesday. Police are yet to locate 19-year-old Joshua Carr of Mollines Road, Kingston 10, who escaped police custody on Tuesday, December 27. Reports are that on Saturday, December 24, the Constant Spring police rescued Carr from a mob after he was accused of breaking into a house. He was severely beaten and as a result was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital for treatment. At about 8:15 p.m. on Tuesday, December 27, he escaped with a bathroom roof at the hospital. A manhunt has been launched. The police are appealing to anyone with information on the whereabouts of Joshua to contact the Denham Town Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-948-6443, the police 119 emergency number, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Meanwhile, the police are reminding members of the public that it is a criminal offense to harbor fugitive. Soldier accidentally shoots himself at checkpoint. A Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldier is in hospital after shooting himself in the foot while inside a tent at the checkpoint located on Meho Drive in St. Andrew. The incident happened about 4 o'clock yesterday morning. Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, commander of the St. Andrew South Police Division, confirmed that his service weapon was discharged and that the JDF member was shot in the region of his ankle. He was rushed to hospital by the police. Ricketts said the last update he received was that the JDF private was in stable condition. He is expected to survive. Cash illegal gun discovered in Kingston abandoned building. An illegal firearm along with ammunition was among items seized during a police military operation on Luke Lane in Kingston on Wednesday. Reports from the Kingston Central are that the team was conducting an operation in the area when an abandoned building was searched. According to the police, a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 26 9mm cartridges, 940 cartridges, and over $100,000 were seized. No arrest was made in connection with the find. Investigations continue. Farmers rule protracted animal feed shortage. The protracted shortage of animal feed in several sections of the island led to chaos in the Trelawney capital on Wednesday, as news surged that a trailer loaded with pig and chicken feeding was headed to a store. Despite farmers' clamor to be sold the feed before it could be unloaded and placed in the storeroom, the owner of the store was forced to close his shutters as the desperation boiled over. An employee later requested that the commerce request to purchase the sought-after feed. Arlene, a chicken farmer from Shedwood Content in the parish, told reporters that she had been losing some of her livestock as a result of the crisis. "It is going on 1 week now, and my chickens are dying," she said. "They have started attacking each other, resulting in deaths. I am losing most of the 130 chickens I had planned for Christmas sale." Veronica, another farmer who rears chicken and pigs, was also seeking feed to purchase. "God help us. May we can give the pig them drop breadfruit, Coke ahead, nothing for the chicken them. Me no have it already, and now come this a disaster, she lamented. Checks by reporters at several stores in Duncan, Clarkstown, and Jacksontown yesterday afternoon also revealed that they were out of stock despite the agriculture minister saying it was given an assurance that things would have been returned to normal last weekend after farmers expressed concern that they would be going into the long holiday period without any animal feed. Speaking to reporters, Jamaica Agricultural Society President Leonard Fulton said he's expecting things to return to normal shortly. He said that the information he had gathered suggested that the island's two main manufacturers were hit with crisis at the same time, one facing mechanical issues and the other raw material supply challenges resulting in the situation. Fulton said the production had been ramped up to deal with the shortage and normalcy could return as early as today. Opposition to pursue court declaration on SOEs. The opposition People's National Party (PNP) says it will be going to court to seek a declaration on the government's use of back-to-back states of public emergency SOEs. President Mark Golden says the party has sought and now received legal advice on the two most recent SOEs that were declared on December 6 and December 28. Golden is arguing that there is nothing to suggest that these two SOEs were declared as a result of changed circumstances after the SOE in November failed to get the required 2 or 3 support of the Senate in November. The opposition is against the SOEs. These two recent SOEs are clearly an attempt to circumvent the limits of the Constitution intended to place on the Prime Minister's powers, asserted Golden in a statement yesterday. Based on advice received, I believe that it is likely that the court will declare this recent practice to be unconstitutional. We will, therefore, be seeking the court's guidance on this. It is a matter of fundamental constitutional importance and need to be resolved once and for all. This Prime Minister needs to be taught to live within the rule of the law, he continued. Meanwhile, the opposition leader said that he is open to having discussions with the government on the country's security. At a press conference yesterday to announce the SOE, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said he will be using the Vale Royal talks to engage the opposition on the issue. In any event, I look forward to resuming our Vale Royal discussion, which the Prime Minister abandoned after a single meeting last February. I hope he is serious about this and it isn't just more political posturing. However, the discussion cannot be limited to SOEs, on which the parties have conflicting understandings of where it is permissible under the Constitution. The talks must be on broader national security strategy, where there is potential for useful dialogue leading to consensus, said Golden.
I have noted that the Prime Minister told the nation that he wants us to have Vale Royal talks on the matter of the states of emergency. I really had to ask myself, is Andrew for real? He has had no discussion with me since the 8th of November, and that was a very brief conversation in Parliament behind the Speaker's chair. At that time, he told me he was looking at 3 options to respond to the crime problem, and I urged him to pursue something other than another state of emergency, as he was well aware of our disagreement with the way in which he has been using states of emergency since 2017. Anyway, I look forward to resuming our Vale Royal discussions, which he abandoned after just a single meeting last February. I really hope he's serious about this, and it isn't just more political posturing, because the parties have divergent understandings as to what is permissible under the Constitution when it comes to using states of emergency. I therefore suggest that the talks must be on broader national security strategy, where there is potential for useful dialogue leading to consensus. That the People's National Party has sought and has now received legal advice on the 2 most recent states of emergency that were declared this month in December on the 6th and the 28th, respectively. There is nothing to suggest that these 2 states of emergency were declared as a result of any changed circumstances after the November state of emergency failed to get the required 2/3 support of the Senate and lapsed. These 2 recent states of emergency in December are therefore clearly an attempt to circumvent the limits that the Constitution intended to place on the Prime Minister's powers. Based on the advice we have received, I believe that it is likely that the court would declare this recent practice to be unconstitutional. We will therefore be seeking the court's guidance on this matter. It is of fundamental constitutional importance and needs to be resolved once and for all.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share,